Welcome everybody. This is King Opa, Lord of the Thrift. As you can see, I've got a couple of glass mugs here that we're going to talk a little bit about tonight. These mugs are known as Fire King. Now, I don't profess to be an expert on Fire King, but I do know a little bit more than I did a few years ago. These are a type of glassware made by a company called Anchor Hocking. They started making Fire King glassware in the 1940s. These mugs here are probably from the late 1960s, maybe 1970s. As you can see, hopefully you can see on the bottom, they've got the Fire King name on the bottom written in cursive. That kind of tells me that it was probably from the 60s and 70s. When they first were manufactured in the 40s, the Fire King name was in block lettering. Also, you might be able to see the Anchor Hocking name and the little Anchor trademark, which is Anchor Hocking's trademark. Anyway, these are, like I said, probably from the late 60s, somewhere in the 70s. These are stackable mugs. As you can see, you can stack them up like that. And these have sort of a red lace with white polka dots on them. Of course, they're a white mug. The way you can tell Fire King from other mugs that you might, or glassware for that matter, that you might see at a thrift store, is these have sort of a very opaque look. They're almost like Pyrex glass. Very different than the normal sort of porcelain glassware that you see mostly in thrift stores today. So these are pretty distinctive. You generally can tell right away that it's a different kind of glass. And then you just want to look on the bottom to see if they're marked Fire King like this one is here. These are white with the lace and the white polka dots. Probably the most popular Fire King glassware is a glassware called Jadeite. It's sort of a green jade color. I've never had the fortune to actually find one at a thrift store or garage sale, yard sale. I have seen them in antique stores. They're very collectible, go for pretty good prices. These, I think I paid about $1.50 each for these. I may be able to get maybe $15, $20 out of them. We'll see. Sometimes I've done well with Fire King, sometimes not so well. I think the best one I ever did is I bought one at a thrift store for about 75 cents. And it was a little bit different because it was thicker here in the glassware. It was really made for restaurants. It's called heavy glassware. And I think I sold it to somebody in Japan for about $75. So that's kind of what started having me look for Fire King. And of course, as I go into thrift stores, sort of my goal is always to try to find what I think is the most valuable thing. And in thrift stores, you're going to find a lot of the same sorts of items. And of course, one of those is glassware. Of course, there's lots of records, there's lots of books, there's lots of clothing. Appliances, that sort of thing, but there's also a lot of glassware. So I just started doing some research trying to figure out what is the most valuable type of glassware that you might find in a thrift store, and I discovered Fire King. Again, I didn't know anything about it, started doing a little research, and then as I go out and hunt for things, I look for this type of glassware. Like I said, the Jadeite green color is probably the most popular. I have found some other colors. I found some blue ones, some pink ones. I sold a pink one not too long ago that I made a pretty decent profit on. But profit is not really sort of my main motivation for doing this. It's always nice to make a little bit of a profit, but I just like finding out about things, particularly things I don't know anything about, and doing the research and trying to figure out what they are. And if I can sell them for a profit, great. If not, I've just learned a little bit more about what I'm doing and what I'm looking for. So these are the Fire King mugs. Like I said, I haven't sold these yet. I'm hoping maybe to get $15, $20 for them. We'll see. But As you go out to yard sales, thrifting, or to garage sales, you might look for this kind of glassware, and you might find some profit in it. It's always fun to look. So I think that's it for King Opa, Lord of the Thrift, for tonight. By the way, my son-in-law said, "Can you be a king and a lord at the same time?" Well, I'm not sure, but since I'm a self-proclaimed king and lord, I think it's probably okay. I'm going to stick with it anyway. So for that, I think I'll leave you. Stay safe, keep things in balance, and enjoy the simple things in life. This is King Opa, Lord of the Thrift, signing off. Bye-bye.